When you first install Lightroom 3, you get the Lightroom 3 default catalogue. It was the same for 2 and the same for Lightroom 1 or Lightroom. This is obviously how it looks. It's blank, it's empty, and it's the kind of run home to mummy default catalogue. If you delete a catalogue or move it and it can't find what it's looking for, it might even ask you to create one of these. I tend to kind of not use them because of this, and it can cause problems. Nothing that Adobe's doing, but it can just, cause a little bit of confusion. So the best thing to do when operating Lightroom is to create your own catalogue. Now if you do need to know where this is stored, or any of the catalogues for that matter, you can go to the catalogue settings. Now that's Alt Control comma on the PC, Option Command comma on the Mac. Edit catalogue settings, I believe, in the PC, and obviously on the Mac, as you can see, it's Lightroom catalogue settings, because we've got this extra sort of system menu that's quite handy. So if we click on catalogue settings, you've got a few options in here. It tells you the location of the catalogue, the name, when it was created, when it was last backed up, the size of the catalogue, and it also gives you the choice of backup. If you're using a catalogue on a regular basis, as in daily, it's probably best you back it up on a weekly basis, but at least once a month. But you do have an option of setting it up to back it up every time Lightroom effectively exits, and that's the good thing about the backup now. For some reason in Lightroom 1 and Lightroom 2 they would ask you to back it up at the beginning, whereas I prefer to back up at the end of things because I'll have done all my work by then. So that kind of makes sense to me. So once a week's fine for me. File handling, you can pick up standard previews, what size they're going to be. Preview quality, I don't tend to kind of worry about that. Automatically discard 1-to-1 previews after 30 days because they get a bit bulky. Import sequence numbers, import numbers starting at 1, photos imported, and it tells you. Then we've got metadata, offer suggestions for recently entered values. Include developed settings and metadata inside JPEG, TIFF and PSD files, that's important. Automatic write changes into XMP files. Changes made in Lightroom will not automatically be visible in other applications, so you've got to kind of be aware of that as well. And any EXIF data, write date or time changes in proprietary RAW files. I don't tend to worry about that too much. These are default settings. So in terms of Lightroom 3 catalogue, I'll show you where it resides. On the Mac it's Pictures, Lightroom, and then the catalogue. On a PC, I think with sort of latest versions of the OS and PC, it's Pictures as well, but it used to be My Pictures, but you get the idea. And it'll sit in a folder and say obviously Lightroom 3. So that's the basic catalogue. If you're using this right now, if you've jumped in and you've started using Lightroom 3 and you're using the Lightroom 3 catalogue, don't panic too much. You could literally rename it, call it whatever. If it's for the whole year, name it for the whole year. If it's for a specific month, name it for a specific month, although chances are everything's in there. So rename it and you will get an opportunity to create another default catalogue at another stage. Don't worry about it too much. I tend to use these when I'm teaching. I'll put some stuff in, do bits and pieces, and then delete it, and it will always give you opportunities to recreate the Lightroom 3 default catalogue. So don't get too sort of antsy about it if it vanishes, as long as there's nothing in it that's important. Okay, so that's the kind of default catalogue. To create a new catalogue, we go to File, New Catalogue, and then we can then define the location and also what the catalogue is going to be called. So you can see I've got this iPhone images catalogue. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an iPhone. Might as well give it its proper spelling. Images, and I'll call this one Demo. And I will put that into Pictures and into Lightroom. So I'm going to sit two catalogues side by side. Click Create. It closes the catalogue down, creates the new catalogue, and then opens it up. Now sometimes you get warnings like this, which are to do with plugins. I've got a plugin that's called Mobile View Gallery, and when you create a new catalogue, it gives you the option for updating the catalogue to include whatever plugins you have on the go. Things like presets and different templates and that automatically come in because they're kept in the Lightroom sort of general folders. So we click update catalogue, it will update it, and then that's good to go. So next, what we're going to do is look at importing. There's a couple of different ways you need to think about importing your images. In fact, there's three. You can import directly from a device, you can import from a card reader, or you can add photos that are already on your desktop. So we're going to look at that next.